Novak Djokovic was born May 22, 1987, Belgrade, Serbia, Yugoslavia. Novak is a Serbian tennis player who is one of the greatest men's players in the history of the game. His 24 Grand Slam singles titles, which includes an unprecedented 10 Australian Open championships, is a record for men. Djokovic is considered one of the game's best returners, and he is also known for his backhand shot as well as his physical endurance. Djokovic took up tennis at age 4 and quickly ascended the junior ranks. Despite the hardships that came with growing up in the war-torn Serbia of the 1990s, he became Europe's top-ranked 14 and under player and later the number 1 16 and under player on the continent before turning professional in 2003. Djokovic entered the top 100 of the Association of Tennis Professionals at age 18, and in July 2006 he won his first ATP event. After advancing to the semi-finals at both the French Open and Wimbledon in 2007, he reached the finals of that year's US Open but lost in straight sets to Roger Federer. Djokovic's hot play continued into 2008 as he won his first Grand Slam tournament, the Australian Open, thereby becoming the first Serbian man to win one of tennis's most prestigious singles championships. Later that year he captured a bronze medal at the 2008 Olympics in Beijing. Djokovic's progress plateaued for almost 3 years, as he won just 10 ATP men's singles tournaments and reached only one Grand Slam final, the 2010 US Open, between February 2008 and the end of 2010. His fortunes turned in December 2010 when he led the Serbian Davis Cup team to the country's first Davis Cup title. His Davis Cup victories marked the beginning of a 43-match winning streak, the third longest such streak in the Open era, since 1968, which included a second Australian Open title in January 2011. Djokovic's remarkable streak ended with a French Open semi-final loss to Federer, but his strong play helped him rise to the number 1 world ranking shortly after he defeated Rafael Nadal to capture the 2011 Wimbledon championship. Djokovic later defeated Nadal in the US Open final to claim his third Grand Slam title of the year. At the Australian Open in 2012, he again bested Nadal, winning a 5-set thriller that lasted nearly 6 hours. The two met for the fourth consecutive Grand Slam final at the 2012 French Open, where Djokovic lost to Nadal in 4 sets. In 2013 Djokovic defeated Andy Murray to win his 4th Australian Open title, and he captured another Wimbledon championship the following year when he beat Federer in a dramatic 5-set final. In 2015 he beat Murray to capture his 5th career Australian Open, which made Djokovic the all-time leader in Australian Open men's singles championships during the Open era. After a loss in the 2015 French Open final, the top-ranked Djokovic bested Federer to win his 3rd Wimbledon championship. He continued his hot play at the US Open, beating Federer in the final to capture his 10th career Grand Slam title. Djokovic ran his winning streak in Grand Slam matches to 21 when he beat Murray in straight sets in the final of the 2016 Australian Open. At the 2016 French Open he again bested Murray in a Grand Slam final. By winning his first French Open championship, Djokovic achieved a career Grand Slam. Djokovic reached the finals of the 2016 US Open but lost a 4-set match to Switzerland's Stan Wawrinka. He failed to advance past the quarterfinals in the first 3 Grand Slam tournaments of 2017, and in July he announced that he would not play the remainder of the year in order to treat an elbow injury that had been bothering him for the previous 18 months. He returned to play in January 2018. Djokovic slowly improved throughout the year, and in July he won his 4th career Wimbledon title. 2 months later he captured his 3rd US Open singles championship. In January 2019 Djokovic won his 7th career Australian Open singles title, the most in the history of that tournament. He then defended his Wimbledon title in epic fashion, defeating Federer in a 4-hour 57-minute final, the longest singles final in tournament history, that was decided in an unprecedented tiebreaker after the 5th set ended in a 12-12 tie. In 2020 Djokovic continued to dominate at the Australian Open, winning his 17th Grand Slam title. Although Wimbledon was cancelled that year because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the French Open was held in the fall. He reached the finals there but lost to Nadal. Djokovic claimed yet another title when he won the Australian Open in 2021. In June of that year he won his second French Open singles championship. Djokovic's hot streak continued when he won another Wimbledon title in July 2021, which gave him 20 total Grand Slam men's singles championships, tying the all-time record that was shared by Federer and Nadal. Later that year he entered the US Open, hoping to become the third male player to win all 4 Grand Slam events in one calendar year. Although he reached the finals, Djokovic was defeated in straight sets by Daniil Medvedev of. Djokovic sought to make history at the 2022 Australian Open by winning his 21st Grand Slam men's singles title. However, he became embroiled in a dispute involving Australia's COVID-19 vaccine mandate for those entering the country. The unvaccinated Djokovic was initially granted an exemption, but it came under scrutiny amid a public uproar. His visa was ultimately cancelled, and Djokovic was deported before the tournament began. Nadal ended up winning the men's event to surpass Djokovic and Federer for most Grand Slam titles. Later in 2022 Djokovic competed at the French Open, where he lost in the quarterfinals to Nadal, who went on to win the tournament. In July Djokovic turned around his disappointing season by winning Wimbledon to claim his 21st Grand Slam championship. Shortly thereafter he was forced to withdraw from the US Open because the country's visa requirements included full vaccination. In 2023, however, Djokovic returned to Australia, which had relaxed its COVID-19 rules. At that year's Australian Open, he captured his 10th title and again tied Nadal for most Grand Slam men's singles championships. Several months later Djokovic claimed sole possession of the record after winning the French Open. He advanced to the finals at Wimbledon in 2023 but lost a 5-set thriller to Carlos Alcaraz. Djokovic rebounded at the US Open, winning his 24th Grand Slam title. A favorite entering the 2024 Australian Open, he lost in the semi-finals, ending his 33-match win streak at the tournament.
Thank you so much for your attention. Please like, subscribe and share.